Hey girl, hey! Welcome to Girl You Can Do Anything, the podcast for single moms reclaiming their power and rewriting their narrative. I'm your host, Ambria McDonald, educator, advocate, and yes, girl, a single mama. I'm on a mission to heal, grow, and glow from the inside out, so I created a space for women just like me. If you are on a mission to level up while raising your mini, you have found the right space. Okay, ladies, it's episode 6. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. I feel like every time I push record, get in front of this mic, get in front of these lights, I'm like, I can't believe we're doing this. But seriously, thank you so much for continuing to tune in, for continuing to rock with me, continuing to just be in this space, working on yourself, journeying with me. I don't take it lightly that you could be doing anything else with your time, but the fact that you set aside a few minutes in your day to listen in, to provide feedback, to just tap in with us, it doesn't go unnoticed. Very grateful. And for the girlies who have just found us, welcome. When I first started this podcast, I really wanted to create a space for women to feel seen, women to feel comfortable, women to just be themselves holistically, authentically, without the stigma of being a single mom. There were so many narratives about single moms and how we pick badly, or we are chasing a check, whether that's from like the state or our children's fathers. And it's just all wrong, right? I wanted to create a space that reinvigorated us, a space that poured back into us for all the things that we pour out into the world and into our kids. And I am happy that we are creating this space together to heal and to behold. So let's hop into today's episode. Today we're going to be talking about the art of becoming. And I feel like the last few weeks we've spoken about this kind of just on the outskirts. We talked about character development, how to trust yourself again, pivoting lifestyles, understanding that things may not have been what we wanted them to be, but just learning how to shift and to trust ourselves in the process. But there's something I feel like we have not taken time to do, and let's talk about the how. How do we become? How do we pick up ourselves from this place of hurt, pain, resentment, despair? How do we evolve into the women that we want to be, the woman that we want to be to our kids? Who are we becoming despite what society says about us? So I wanted to talk about how to rebrand yourself, how to become someone completely new. And so we're going to focus on 3 things today. Number 1, how to rediscover yourself. You are not the same person that you were prior to having kids, prior to whatever pain or disappointment that you went through with your family being broken. You're not the same person. So who are you? How are you rediscovering yourself? Number 2, we're going to also talk about how to define your why. Why are we doing the things that we're doing these days outside of your child being your biggest motivator? And number 3, we're going to talk about how do you put a system in place to support the new you that you are becoming. Clearly, there are old habits, old tactics, old mindsets, old self-esteem issues, trauma, etc., that come along with that former identity. So we're going to talk about how you put a system in place to deal with that. All right, girl. So y'all know I'm always super transparent about the things that I'm going through in real time on the podcast. I do my best to be very open and honest about the things that I am doing to even help me get from point A to point B. Because let's be real, y'all, I'm in the thick of this just like y'all are. But I think that is something that is even more powerful by being in this space. You're not getting foo-foo from somebody that didn't even apply the stuff that I'm talking about. No, I'm letting you know, girl, I'm in the thick of it too. These are the things that have been working. These are things that have not been working. And so I want to be honest. My biggest hurdle outside of rest is acceptance. Accepting that my life is taking a different trajectory than I thought it would. Accepting the fact that there were some parts of me that were unhealed that may have contributed to the decline of whatever family unit that I had in mind. Candidly, I never wanted to be known as somebody's baby mom. So accepting the fact that there were a lack of boundaries that I had and low self-esteem issues that contributed to where I'm at today has been hard for me. And after you prayed about it, you cried about it, you prayed and you cried again about it, I had to come to this place within myself. I'm like, okay, girl, this is the new reality. Now what? How do we define a life that you didn't expect to be living? And then after I was like, okay, I need to define this life, I realized I didn't have the tools to do it. How? How was I going to define a new life? I wasn't taught how to set boundaries when I was a kid. I probably wouldn't have the issues that I have today if I did. I wasn't taught how to articulate my self worth or how to value myself or design somebody's life plan. I wasn't taught those things. I was given a foundation in Christ. I was given the fire to pursue education, but I'm also learning to navigate life as a single mom without a roadmap as towards what's next. Because of this, I recently started working with my therapist to help me put some definitions on the paper to help me understand this newness that I would like to experience. She's helping me understand things beyond just my basic likes. She is helping me discover meaning. She's helping me understand myself at my center, outside of Christ. He is the foundation, will always be my foundation. But outside of that, that deep inner knowing, that place where your confidence comes from, your decision-making center, all of that I'm having to rewrite right now. So there are 3 practical tips I want to share with you all today. Number 1, I want you to audit your identity, not just your habits. So instead of asking yourself, what am I doing wrong? What could I be doing better? Start asking yourself, who am I becoming? How do I want to present myself to the world? How would I like to be perceived by others? A lot of times our behaviors are tied to belief systems that no longer serve us. And so our realignment to our true selves comes from being honest about the experiences that you've had, about who you are, about what you've been through. After you ask yourself these questions, I want you to make a T-chart. On one side of the chart, I want you to put your current self. On the other side, I want you to put your future self. Under your current self, I want you to be thinking about those habits that you like and or dislike, those boundaries that you do or don't have, those actions like you're quick to anger or you have a short fuse. Put all of those things down on the current self side. And on the future self side, I want you to imagine yourself in all of the ways that you want to be perceived, you want to be presented, those boundaries that you have now, the house that you live in, the cars, the whatever it is in your future self that you are wanting to imagine and envision for yourself, put it down. After you examine the 2 versions of yourself, I want you to select 1 to 2. And then decide how you are going to change that behavior. For example, on my current side, I had lack of acceptance or hard time with acceptance. On my future self side, I have peace, prosperity, joy, happiness. And so I'm challenging you to pick one and then come up with a plan on how you're going to achieve the future self. So if I am dealing with acceptance and my issues around acceptance, how I am choosing to deal with that is 1, talking about it with you all today, 2, talking about it with my therapist, 3, journaling to help me get it all out, 4, prayer. I've been praying a lot, asking God, the Holy Spirit, to help me release the things that I cannot control and release some of the hard facts that I'm currently having to navigate through. And so I admonish you with that. All right, so number 2, we're gonna set soft boundaries before we define hard ones. I'm not saying be a pushover. But I am saying because you are coming into a new identity, a lot of times we'll decide that we're going to do something and then we get disappointed when we don't fully commit to that change. And so, as a way that we are becoming new women, it doesn't happen overnight. We're having to slow step our progress and our process. Going back to tip one, under my current self, I have people pleasing and always saying yes. Under my future self, I have boundaries and rest. So I may have to prioritize resting instead of going out and hanging out with people. But the way that I'm tackling my people pleasing and ensuring that I get rest is if someone asks me, I don't immediately say, yes, I'm there, I'm on the way without checking my calendar first. Instead, I am now saying, okay, give me a second. Let me get back to you. I'll take a couple of days to think about it before I respond. So I'm going to admonish you today to learn how to set soft boundaries before you come back and define hard ones. In the future, a hard boundary could be I am not going anywhere on Saturdays, but the current self that may be too stringent for us to handle. So let's do soft boundaries while we are creating our new selves. Number three, we have to create a system of support. In human behavior, it has been studied that when a person who is making a drastic life change, like giving up smoking, stopping alcohol abuse, recovering from trauma, they are told to surround themselves with a support system that would help support the new person that they are becoming. And so today, I'll suggest the same to you. You are becoming a new person, and you need to have folks around you that are going to support the new you. I also want to clarify that when I say support system, I'm not necessarily mean it has to be an actual person. It could be a person, but it could also be an app on your phone that reminds you to drink your water, to take your vitamins. It could be an alarm on your phone that says take 15 minutes to pray and meditate. It could also be a colleague. Hey girl, I'm really trying to walk 10,000 steps a day on our lunch breaks. Can you walk with me? Realignment is all about creating realistic goals and a support system to help you get. So I'm going to suggest that you create a realignment plan that includes a realignment support system. Going back to writing out that T chart, another exercise that could go after writing out your T chart and your one or two boundaries that you're going to work on and deciding about your support system. I want you to think about what are the things that you need to be successful. For example, I know I need a mentor, I need a career coach. I have no idea what I am doing next. My degree is finishing up. I had a job, was laid off of the job. So now I'm in a true season of realignment, not just personally, but like in my profession as well. So I'm having to put those types of things on my list of realignment support. Okay, girl, I won't belabor today. I just wanted to spend some time with you and talk about how to become the woman that you want to become. I pray that you use these 3 practical tips to support you on this journey. Please remember that becoming is a daily choice. It is in the small micro actions that we make in our heart, in our mind, in our daily actions to help us get to the person that we want to be. They did not build Rome in one night. Therefore, you cannot rebuild a life for you and your mini without taking the time, the patience, the honesty, the softness to become. You don't have to have it figured all out today, but you do have to make a decision to be better than you were the day before. I hope this episode blessed you. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. We can be found on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify, or wherever you stream your podcast. Share with another mama. Be good to yourself. Talk to you next time. Bye.